Welcome everybody, great to be here. Again, last year I visited the show and it was a bit of a smaller place. Good to see our circular economy is growing rapidly. My name is Petran van Heel, I work at ABN AMBRO. It's a large Dutch bank. I'm not a banker in a sense that I finance stuff. I kind of follow all kind of trends and developments in the market for ABN AMBRO and see what their impact will be on our clients and us as a bank and on society as well. And there's a lot going on. A lot about technology also here. Also today, digitalization and technology will help building more circular economy. And that's the subject I would like to touch on today, making the circular cities. So why cities? Why focus on cities? We have growth in the world. Not only the amount of people is still growing, but also the location where they live. So we have more and more cities in our planet, and more people live in these cities. And people tend to earn more in cities. That's why people move towards cities. There's more services, there's more office jobs, there's more money to make, and money seems to be important. However, money is still important. However, we have a whole new generation. We have a lot of people who are living more and more by these goals. I hope you know them, the Sustainable Development Goals. Many companies live up to them. Many companies pick one or two or three of these goals and set their strategy straight forward to it. Circular economy is also in it. Number 12. And next to these Sustainable Development Goals, we also have Paris Climate Agreement. And they all add up to a different kind of value. I call it a new value. It's the economy. It's about carbon as well. You might think now, where's the circular city coming in? Wait a minute, it will be here. Because all these new values, sustainable development goals, these high international profiles, they'll end up in local rules and regulations. And in the Netherlands we have this report, this vision, this ambition of our Dutch government, which is about being fully circular in 2050. That's why you see a lot of people from Amsterdam here and from the Netherlands. We're working hard on it because in 2030 we'll have to be 50% circular, meaning using less raw materials and reducing waste substantially. For us as ABN AMRO, we're financing a lot of companies and a lot of construction projects. This means actually this shift towards more circularity means that our assets might become liabilities if we don't take action. But what direction? We have to go greener, and it's not easy being green. It's not for me, for everybody. It probably counts for you as well. Why should I go move first? Why don't you do? Or do we have to cooperate? Or do clients want to pay for it? So a few years ago we started with building this little pavilion. It's about 30,000 square feet in Amsterdam. It's in the middle of the central business district, the Zuidas. This is our head office. Brilliant steel and marble buildings surrounding it, but this one we try to make as circular as possible. And last year this was presented here by a few of Anitesh, I see you, Royal BAM Group, who built the building. We learned a lot of it. This is what we call leading by example. We tried to make a building which is as circular as possible without knowing exactly how to measure circularity. So it really looks great now. It took us a few years, but it was a difficult road towards it. We learned a lot of it, and now we're helping clients with what we know about building and designing in circularity. And this is another project, also from Royal BAM Group. It used to be a jail. It will be partly demolished and by 89% reused of all the materials which are here. We're trying to help them, and you see this, the enormous scale projects tending to get. 1,500 housing. Anyway, we have a strategy as well based on everything we learned in the circular economy. We as ABN AMRO thought, well, this will be a totally new economy, so we have to prepare ourselves for this new economy. So that's why we're going to invest €1 billion in the next 2-3 years' times. And together with ING and Rabobank, two other large banks in the Netherlands, we made finance guidelines in order to define what is circular economy and how to finance it. You probably are aware of these 5 business models. A lot to do today about the circular inputs and the value recovery of the waste, or preventing waste. And there's the lifetime extension. If you use materials, put them together, try to use them as long as possible, and the sharing platforms. The one we think is particularly interesting is the product service system. This is what we call one of the 5 business models in circular economy. A product as a service, meaning it is about a product, but it actually isn't about selling the product. It's the shift from using a product instead of possessing the product. So you hand over a product, the ownership stays at the supplier, you pay for the solution, you pay per use, and at the end of the lifetime of the product you hand it back over to the supplier and he's going to reuse it. So this will totally change the idea about design. He will probably make a better design, or an easier repairable design, or a design based on circular input. So why is it so difficult or new or important for a financier, for an investor to think about these products as a service? Because we're going towards a shift of what are we going to finance. Normally you'd finance the whole house, but the whole building. But now there's various companies in the market who would like to rent out you or let you pay per use for various parts of a building. Meaning a building can be from everybody. So what do we finance? To whom? For what time? And if we should build cities as a service, and all city residents would switch to not owning bikes, but using bikes, not owning houses, using houses, what would that be kind of an impact on cities? And in our view, that might be the circular city of the future, building it full of services. Hence, city as a service. Housing, like furniture, space in your house, like renting out parts of your house, clothing as a service, why possess everything in your house, communication, logistics, transport, and at the end, food. Thanks for your attention. City as a service.
Thank you.